Good morning. Welcome to JP's Morning Brief for June 24th, 2026. Good morning as we ramp up. I hope everybody had a great night. I didn't stay up too late. I did watch some election stuff. Wow. Okay, that's going to be the basis of my podcast this morning. Um, some of it is, man, we have to do some work. If we're going to maintain our country, we got to do some work, okay? Because the socialists are coming marching, all right? So, welcome to the podcast this morning, JP's Morning Brief for June 24th. As we get started, first of all, if you are not a follower of this channel, the JP8 Report channel, all right, please go to the little bell. You'll see join on your cover screen. Join, go right next to it. You see a little bell. Click that little arrow, and at the bottom of it, you'll see follow. Click the follow button, and you'll be a follower of the channel. And you'll see my ugly mug come up and stuff. Hey, it is what it is. And then give me a like for the podcast. I appreciate it. And then if you want to chat with me, the chat's open. It's a good product of uh, of Rumble. I haven't mastered it yet, but I get like 3, maybe 4 people that like to chat with me sometimes. You go on these other channels with the Bongino Report and Vince and um Graham Allen and Bongino, and they get inundated with chatters, and I haven't figured that one out. But that's all right. Um, it is what it is, all right? All right, so we got that out of the way. We go to the armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Code's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, backed by top-tier gunsmithing for repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text 254-560-2023. Or you can visit them at www.armamentshop.com. That's armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop. Your safety, our priority. All right. Good morning. I'm back. All right. So before we get into the Iran update, two headlines that just one headline and one comment. Last night, that's why I'm a little tired, because my wife and I we watched some streaming stuff, because we got Fox One and we have Paramount Plus and we have Peacock. It's good stuff, right? Um, well, we've been seeing on Fox News, for Fox Nation, uh, the deal with the guy with the show with Kelsey Grammer in it. It's called Patriot War. Um, there's 3 episodes on it. They got George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Alexander Hamilton. I highly recommend it. I could not believe it. I was telling okay, so I do America 250 on the JPA report. Dude, you would not believe. I tell my wife about stuff that's going on. She hears what's going on with America 250 before y'all do, okay? And yesterday afternoon, I said, man, you would not believe this. The Thomas Hickey a plot was told to General Washington 250 years ago today. I mean, really today, right? I was telling her last night it's going to for tomorrow's events, right? And I'm like, I told her, like, yeah, they actually tried to take out George Washington, and we put on the deal. First episode, George Washington. 10 minutes into it, they're about 15 minutes, 34-minute episode, and they're talking about George Washington, and he had interviewed this one guy who used to be in the British Army, and he trustworthy. He said, "I left the British Army 2 years ago, and this is pretty good, right?" And he got arrested for drinking or something like that. He was in jail, and he blabs his mouth because he made a deal with the murderer, our first president, before he was going to become president. And the unbelievable about that is like my wife and I are like, you just told me about this. And it's like, that was a trip. That was a trip. So it's called the Patriot War. It's on Fox Nation, hosted by Kelsey Grammer. Okay? You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. And then also the president, our current president, President Trump, is meeting with the Senate today, and they're gonna topic of questioning is going to be the Save America Act. So we'll see what's going to transpire. I don't know if they're meeting in the morning or afternoon, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of news made about that. All right. The Iran update. The Iran update is Israel and Hezbollah actually exchanged fire for the first time in 3 days. All right. NATO Secretary General completely backs President Trump. Oil prices continue to fall, as you will see in a little bit. Israel smuggled Starlink stuff into Iran. Starlink modems, okay. Oman, however you want it, Muscat, Oman, launches a temporary passage through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran pushes back on U.S. claims of controlling Iran assets. They're in for a rude awakening. Macron, he's the French president, pledges international leaders to bolster the Lebanese ceasefire. Trump says Iran's economy is crushed, which is right. Hezbollah vows Israel will not retain a single inch of Lebanon. Per Iran, missiles not part of the deal. Trump says inspectors will be in Iran at the appropriate time. And right now, the Iran war has costed $80 billion. And the president is looking for a third reconciliation to pay for that. The Dow Jones yesterday fell 45.81 points to 51,666.84. They just needed 16 more cents, and it wouldn't be off of the 666. Wow. West Texas Intermediate at about an hour and about 2 hours ago when I wrote this down was at $71.65 a barrel, and Brent crude oil is at $75.46 a barrel. President said also that if he catches, or if the government catches oil companies price gouging to keep the prices up at the pump, he will take them out. Okay? That's American companies. You will not price gouge in our country. That's flat and foremost. Try that in Texas. And our attorney general catches you, you're toast. All right. So, thank y'all for listening to that part. We're going to go into elections, a little bit about the elections that's happening. Alan Wilson defeated Pam Evitt in South Carolina's gubernatorial runoff yesterday. He won 68% to 32%, so he'll be the Republican nominee in South Carolina. And then the next four, and I normally don't talk about Democrat stuff, but this is serious. Mamdani endorsed 3 candidates inside of the New York congressional delegation for their primary last night. All 3 won. All right. All 3 socialists won their races. Valdez defeated Reynoso. in the New York's 7th Congressional District. 56% to 36%. Lander, he defeated Dan Goldman. Yeah, the incumbent Dan Goldman went down last night. They were predicted 20 points. He got beat by 32 points last night, 66 to 34. And then the arch communist herself, Chevalier, I think that's how you pronounce her name, defeated another sitting congressman. He is the Hispanic caucus chair in the House of Representatives, Espelot. He got beat 49 to 46%. That's 3 for 3, right? We got issues. I have an article I'm going to read in a minute. We got issues. I know it's New York City, but it spreads. I mean, so, and then one more congressional race. It has nothing to do with the communists running around or socialists. Just a split hair between the two. So, in the New York's 12th congressional, Jared Nadler is retiring, right? So his and Kathy Hochul's recommendation won last night, 39%, right? That's, I mean, I don't support them. I care less. I hope they have a Republican that's in that's running for that seat. But Lasher won 35%. Boras had 35%, and then JFK's grandson finished with only 11% of the vote, and the best one of all, the Lincoln Project stupid former Republican piece of trash himself, George Conway, finished his congressional primary with a whopping 6.1% of the Democrat primary. That's what you get for doing the junk that you did to President Trump. They know you're a fake Democrat. Nobody trusts your judgment or your rhetoric. You're a piece of trash. Go get a job picking up trash, okay? You stupid piece of trash. The way you treated Kellyanne Conway, yeah. You know what? Forget the trash. You need to be a street sweeper. There you go. And street sweepers do pretty good. You need to do something else, right? Go live in a tent. All right. So sorry about that rhetoric. He's a thing. All right. So a little bit of good news before we go on any further, since it's 6:43 already, is President Trump scored a major win in Congress yesterday when the House of Representatives, we were talking about this on Monday, about or yesterday, when the Senate, no, it was Monday, the Senate confirmed that by a vote of 85-5, the bipartisan housing bill, right? And it had to go back to the House of Representatives for the matching up the bill. It happened yesterday, and the president's going to sign it today, right? But there's more to it, just a little bit more. But that's good. The president is going to win a decisive battle. President Trump scored a major legislative win after Congress cleared a sweeping housing bill aimed at expanding the nation's supply of homes and lowering costs. House lawmakers voted 358 to 32 in an overwhelming bipartisan vote Tuesday to approve the Senate-passed measure, with opposition coming solely from Republicans. Every Democrat president voted for passage. The 21st Century Road to Housing Act, one of the most significant housing bills approved in Congress in decades, largely incorporates President Trump's proposal to ban large institutional investors from purchasing single-family homes, a measure designed to help individual buyers compete with private equity firms. It also streamlined the federal environmental reviews for housing, loosened regulations around the construction of factory-built homes, and incentivized local governments to reform their zoning laws to allow for more home building among its more than 45 provisions. Other sections would allocate federal grants to municipalities with a track record of constructing new homes and create a pilot program to help communities redevelop vacant properties. And then the reason why there was 32 votes against was let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. A group of conservatives has also advocated for the Safe America Act to be paired with the reauthorization of a critical surveillance. So they voted against it to protest that the Save America Act has not been passed yet. That's why there was so many. But believe it or not, if the president changed his mind about it, this was veto proof. Unbelievable. The Congress actually passed a bill that was veto proof. Huh, that's cool. All right. So as we're running out of time, we're going to go over some election stuff because I know I'm going to run out of the rest of it. What's today? Today's Wednesday. All right. Prominent progressives took to social media on Tuesday night to celebrate a slate of social candidates. I hate that I even have to read this. Leftist influencer Hassan Piker, the guy that was born in New Jersey, raised in Istanbul, Turkey, and then came back to the United States, posted a jubilant all-caps message on X saying, AO, which I have no idea what AYO means. New York, can you feel the specter haunting the nation? Socialism is coming to your neighborhood too. Current Affairs Editor-in-Chief Nathan Robinson posted unequivocally, socialism is on the march. Meanwhile, former Democrat Representative Jamal, I can pull a fire extinguisher down, Bowman, was videoed at Democrat Socialists of America congressional candidate Darzilia Avelia Chevalier, the lady that should never even touch political action anywhere, election night party in New York City, calling is socialism in the MF House to cheers. Another Democrat Socialist of America congressional candidate, also endorsed by Socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani, Claire Valdez, said in her victory speech, tonight we haven't just won an election, we have declared this movement is durable, that it is growing, and that it will not stop until working people no longer ask to just build a table, we will run the table. They are pieces of trash, but they're dangerous. They are very dangerous in our country. They need to be dealt an election blow they will never, ever, ever forget. That's why I do this podcast. That's why I do the Coppers Cove Conservative Club. That's why I'm a precinct chair. That's why I've served in 2 different offices in Coryell County, because I care about our country so much, and there are lots of other Republicans just like me. But people need to get energized and stay. Man, I had this conversation with a councilwoman last night. Man, 7 Democratic incumbents lost the primary elections in New York on Tuesday, as Mayor Mamdani appeared to successfully showcase his intra-party influence. Among the ousted Democrats were 5 state lawmakers and 2 congressmen. In addition to successfully ousting Dan Goldman, and Adriano Escobar, his endorsed candidate also won the Democrat primary for New York's 7th District, defeating the chosen successor to retiring Nydia Velasquez. So this is okay. It says, I despise Mamdani, but he has shown himself to be incredibly formidable politician. Underestimate him to your peril. Claremont Institute senior fellow Jeremy Carl said of the results, he endorsed against 2 congressional incumbents in a high-risk races. It looks like he's going to win both of them with Lander Chevalier. And the third outsider endorsement of Valdez also won easily. The socialist newcomers are generally young, skeptical of corporate influence, hostile toward Israel, and open advocates of socialism. What are we doing with our country? We're about to celebrate our semiquincentennial, our 250th anniversary of our country, and to go with that, we fought this battle in the 50s and won. And we're doing it again because we allow the teachers in our schools, influenced by the labor unions, which are a piece of trash, to educate our kids for 13 years. And then we left a bunch of college professors that are blatant communists to finish the job. Unbelievable. And we let it happen under our noses. What happened? Oh my goodness. I missed. Okay. Give me a second here. Where am I at? We're at 6:52. I'm not going to be able to fix it. I'll have to do it after work. That's all right. Yeah, I'll fix it later. Okay. So, calm down, James. Calm down. Where's my mouse at? So, also, yesterday, there was just a couple of Supreme Court rulings, right? They came down. And let me get this. Okay. So, Supreme Court strikes down Rafsanjani's religious rights lawsuit against prison officials. What it is, in Louisiana, you had this guy, I don't want to have no dreadlocks, like it or not, dreadlocks are a sign of gang activity, okay? Trust me, all right? People like wearing dreadlocks, but sometimes well, in Louisiana, evidently it's against to be able to have those in prison. Well, there's this one black prisoner named Damon Lador, okay? So Louisiana prison officials told him he had to cut his hair. He said no. He took him to court, appealed it, and it went to the Supreme Court because he said he was a Nazarite, right? And he took a vow before God, said he was not going to cut his hair for 20 years. He's in prison, right? Guess what the Supreme Court said? Supreme Court says you have no bearing on this court, and it's overturned. So now he's got to cut his hair, right? Unbelievable. If you want to hear a little bit about it, we'll cover that during the JPA report. It's just hilarious, right? Prisoners will do anything. Hold on just a second here. All right, Biden judge overruled on key immigration policy. Joe Biden yesterday lost by on Monday, lost by a vote of 2-1 in the Ninth Circuit, in the U.S. District Court of Appeals, on a ruling that now allows federal judges, immigration authorities to quickly remove certain immigrants found anywhere in the country if they were not lawfully admitted or paroled in the U.S. and cannot show they have continuously lived in the country for at least 2 years. In a 2-1 ruling, U.S. District Court of Appeals in District of Columbia vacated a lower court order that had blocked the policy and concluded that challengers were unlikely to succeed under claims with expansion that violates constitutional due process protections. Department of Homeland Security thereby exercised its discretion to apply this expedited removal authority to the maximum extended under the law. Judge Justin Walker. So it started with a Biden judge, and then 2 Trump judges and another Biden judge overruled that initial judge. So now, if you're an illegal alien and you've been here less than 2 years, you're gone. You don't have to show the government doesn't have to show any proof or anything or file anything else. You're out of here, right? So you better pay. If you're illegal, well, you better hope you can't show a pay slip, because if you show a pay slip, that means someone illegally hired you. All right. All right. Give me a second here. We'll finish up. It's already 6:57. Let me see. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, there we go. Hold it. I'm going to do something here on the fly. What I did is I renamed the file so I wouldn't mess it up, right? And I really messed it up because now I know on OBS you can't rename a file if you already got it pre-programmed. Okay, good. All right, I'm all set. It's 6:57, so we're going to stop there with this, and then we'll continue on with the JPA report at 8 o'clock, right? 1 hour from now. So June 25th, which is tomorrow, right? June 25th, tomorrow, we have Pints and Politics in Gatesville, Texas at 6 p.m. Okay, with Chip Howe. Go there, have fun. I'll be there too. I support them, like I was telling you. You got to get out and support your local political activity right there. Network, get your word out so you know who you're voting for, right? All right. So next, after that, we have on Saturday, 11 a.m. again in Gatesville. We have Coryell County Republican Women, their monthly meeting at 11 a.m. Different location at the feed mill, right? Which is in downtown Gatesville. We have Caitlin Ross. She's going to be talking about data centers and public transparency, right? There was a poll out this morning on the Texas scorecard that a lot of people in Texas do not want data centers right now. Next, Monday at 6 p.m. in Harker Heights at Papa's is the West Side Conservative Coalition. And then on Tuesday is Coryell County Republican Party. And we are going to have our organizational meeting at Trinity Worship Center in Coppers Cove at 6 p.m. also, right? So we have 4 different things going on. If I went too fast, just review the back part of the podcast. I'm going to go back over it again in the JPA report in 1 hour, all right? So thank you all very much. It's 7 o'clock. I'm going to make the raid over to Vince. I will see y'all in 1 hour, all right? I just initiated the raid, confirmed it. I'll catch you on the flip side. In 1 hour, I'm out.